Welcome to the Compass Method, powered by Purpose and Plants, where science meets soul and thriving begins when you find your true north. Hosted by Dr. Yolanda Rivera-Caudill, a double board certified physician, mother of three, and founder of the Tiny Beat Lifestyle Medicine and Pediatric Clinic, and
Chelsea Dye, a certified lifestyle medicine coach, wellness strategist, and creator of Alchemist Untamed. This show brings the real science to real life, powered by our passion project, Purpose and Plan.
Each episode explores how small shifts in food, movement, mindset, and family life can create massive results. Together, Dr. Yolanda and I share a compass for better life, a grounded guide to plant-forward health, brain-body balance, and modern motherhood.
From pediatric wellness and family health to neuroscience, nutrition, and mindset mastery, we will help you pause with a purpose, align your habits with your values, and rediscover what it means to thrive.
Powered by Purpose and Plants, because thriving begins when you're powered by Purpose and Plants. Hello there, and welcome back to the Compass Method, powered by Purpose and Plants. And I am Chelsea Dye.
I'm Dr. Yolanda Rivera-Caudill.
And we're here to bring you lifestyle tips, tools, and tricks in order to make your health journey easier and more sustainable and more fun. One tiny step at a time for massive change. Join us. And today we are talking about fact, fiction, or both. So we've got some, I actually went on and researched the most sought after topics in health and wellness in 2025. And we looked through that list and came up with a few that were highly debatable and you probably may or may not know the answer to. So join us for this one. Let's dive right in.
Yes, let's do that.
So the first one we want to talk about is, I'll let you begin.
Stress.
So is stress good for you? Is stress bad for you? Is it the real problem behind why you're not achieving your goals?
Is it causing illness?
So stress, the truth is stress good or is it bad? It's both.
It's both. It's both. Definitely both.
Yeah, so you can, we've been on WSAB before talking with Kim Gusby on Community Corner about the power of stress, both the negative power and the positive power. So let's unpack this a little bit more. Chronic stress is bad, so that is true, that stress is bad. But acute stress, when strategic and coupled with proper rest, is actually good.
We wouldn't be alive if it wasn't because of stress. Our parents, our ancestors wouldn't be alive if stress didn't exist. Is a very important mechanism for survival. Okay, and our brain is. I didn't bring the squishy brain.
Yeah,
the model, but our brain is so well designed that when there is stress, it releases certain hormones and start in the hypothalamus and it goes into the pituitary, starts in the brain, ends up in the back of our back to produce a cortisol. So right above our kidneys is where the cortisol is produced.
In our adrenal glands?
In adrenal glands.
Yes.
So that's the normal. It's normal, and we want that. But what it shouldn't happen is that is produced all the time.
So that's chronic stress. Just to go back and reiterate what Dr. Yolanda was saying. So, that stress was created to protect us initially. But the pace of our lives now is such that so many of us have chronic stress, chronic low-grade stress all of the time. And so that's producing cortisol unnecessarily, unlike that fight or flight that we needed in order to initially survive. We have low-grade cortisol all the time.
And people sometimes don't even realize that they are in that state, that this is not normal, to be in that state all the time, day after day. And that's where illness starts happening.
Right. So chronic stress creates inflammation. And that is a negative thing. So stress can be bad. Chronic stress can be bad. A couple of things that you might want to think about from your standpoint is, are you stressed on a regular basis? Are you breathing deeply? One of the signs that I think is really one of the most simplistic signs is, am I taking deep breaths?
And I've noticed that myself. Then I'm so, in the moment of doing things, and then I realized I have not taken a breath.
Yes.
I had to breathe. And then all of a sudden my body's like, oh, thank you. We needed that.
Another thing is jaw tightness. So a lot of people hold tension in their jaws. They'll clench their jaws. I am one of those. Or hold tension in their shoulders. Even if you just take a moment and sit, you'll notice, okay, in your body posture, are you holding tension in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your hips?
Yeah.
So those are real body signs that you might be holding tension. And then, of course, there's a lot of other physiological signs. But then on the positive side of stress, so the other part, two truths,
Yes.
and that acute stress is really excellent. So think about physical fitness.
Yes.
And then we can talk about immune system. But physical fitness is like lifting weights. So we're stressing those muscles, and we're stressing them in order to allow for growth. But we know that we can't really grow if we don't give ourselves a little break.
Yeah. And then the same way that our muscles grow with exercise, our body adapts to that new stress, and it takes our cells benefit from that. I love the stress paradox from Dr. Horish.
Yeah.
And she talks about all these stressors that are beneficial for us. It's kind of like my dad say, lo que no mata engorda, which is the translation is what doesn't kill you will help you. You know?
Yes, it makes you stronger. I grew up with a dad who said the exact same thing.
Oh my goodness, I heard that so many times. So and that's we don't have to get to the extreme that it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
But cold, like a cold shower, a quick cold shower in the morning. I don't do that. My husband does. And then he swears by that.
Even cold water on your face.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do that. But cold but anyways, it's beneficial. Same thing, a sauna. That's what the sauna is beneficial. Mental stress is important. If we sit doing nothing and not motivating or stressing our brain to think, to create, our brain is not going to function well.
Right.
And foods like spices. Spices are important. And exercise. Physical activity, of course.
Let's, before we go on to the next myth or facts or fiction, because we could go on with this forever, let's talk about spices and a little bit more about spices and what they do. Both Dr. Yolanda and I are a huge lover of spices. Specifically, I like heat, so I love cayenne. And anything and ginger.
I love ginger.
Yeah, but that's so beneficial to our body and our immune system. Do you have any more to say about that?
No, because that tingly or that is a stress on the body, and this is why it's beneficial for us. And the great thing about spices is that you don't need a lot to be beneficial. That spices are wonderful. You can do less salt in your dishes. And so you can feel free, and you can start it in the kids from little, very little. Spices and herbs, start adding them to their foods. I'm not talking about cayenne in a baby. That's not what I'm saying.
No cayenne in the baby food.
That's not, even though some cultures might do that. But starting some spices and some herbs in their baby food, they adapt and they're beneficial for them too.
Yeah. One little thing that I love is ginger and cayenne with fresh lemon and a little oil of oregano. We're not talking about that right now for immune boosting. That's really beneficial.
I've tried that.
Yes.
It's really, really good.
It is. So let's move on to the next one.
Yes.
Fact, fiction, or myth. What's our next topic?
Our next one was screens.
Oh, yes. Okay, so fact or fiction, screens are the number one cause of all ills for our rising youth.
Gosh.
Both.
It's very bad. But
it is very bad.
It's very bad in many regards. But I don't know who can raise, unless you go and move into the middle of the nowhere.
Yeah.
Your kids need to learn and adapt to live with screens. and benefit from them, because there are benefits from that too. I mean, even the homework is done then, even though that we can talk about that in other words, but it's both. It's both, and it's how you use it. It's the dose.
Exactly.
Just like a medication. It's
Right.
dose.
And so 4 hours or more, which to me seems like I have pretty strict rules, but 4 hours or more is seen to be per day, is seen to be so tremendously detrimental to youth. But I would argue that when you look at the research, that even 30 minutes or more of concentrated screen time is enough to start shifting the brain. And there's enough research and evidence out there to support that as well. But I think as of now, the 4-hour mark is considered like.
I mean, for kids, from 0 to 2, you know how much they should have? Absolutely nothing. And I know it's hard, and some parents think this is an exaggeration, but the truth is that their brain is developing at warp speed.
Oh, yeah.
And being exposed to that, it does changes the way the brain is developing. So it's going to make it, even though it's harder at the beginning, it might make it easier for you to deal with that later on when they're not used. This is not life as they know it. So, but I've seen way too many times, that they're giving it. And even if it's something good, it doesn't mean that is bad. The material that they're watching is just the way the brain is developing. So ideally from 0 to 2, and from then on 1 to 2 hours, if they have to, they don't have to. So if you find activities that they can do away from that, that's even better. Being kids play outside.
And in
aggression.
truth, go ahead.
No, sorry. Aggression, being aggressive behavior stems a lot from being too many hours in that. And then it takes them away from socializing and learning social cues.
So to go back to the fact or fiction, it's both. But I think one big challenge is what the screens do is they take the place of interaction, which completely not only changes the brain, but changes those happiness hormones. And the kids aren't getting the oxytocin and the serotonin and the really important happy hormones and the connection hormones because they're lacking that human connection. And that is being used in lieu of, the screens are being used in lieu of connection. Yeah. So,
and even human beings were creatures of being connected to others. It's just how we thrive and our brain thrives, even for older people. So from 0 to 100, that's our brain craves that connection. And being so many hours on the screen, it robs them from so much.
Well, and one more thing about the screen. As you know, I'm always very aware of the neurodivergent brain because I do have ADHD, and I work with clients that have ADHD. And the detriments of the screen, specifically those who have a neurodivergent brain, is extra challenging in that our ability to regulate our dopamine is not as good, and the fast-paced movement of the screen makes us more inclined to be addicted to it and more inclined to reach for it as a coping mechanism and not as an accessory to a full life.
Yes. And for the parents to make it easier, first we have to lead by example.
Yes.
That's so important. So one thing is to learn that we need to learn ourselves. And sometimes that's the hardest part, is that we need to do it for the kids to learn from us. But aside from that is to have a consistency that this is not a punishment. But when they see, this is how we do it in this house. From 4 to 3, whatever, from whatever hours, we do not use it, and we use it an hour here and an hour there. And this is the routine that we have. Develop a system that works for you, for your family. It makes it easier on everybody.
Yes. So if you were guiding me and my teenage daughter to make a decision on how we would regulate our electronics, what would you suggest?
Oh, the first thing I've talked to her. Ask her, what do you think? Tell her the facts. And this is something that I am aware.
I do that.
It's
Yes.
it increases anxiety. It increases, she might not understand that, but at least putting the facts in there, these are the facts and this is what I'm worried about. How do you think we can do this? It says that we shouldn't be doing it more than 2 hours a day. Whatever you think is what you want. What do you think? How can we do that? How do you think we can make this happen? And I like to give the kids part of making that decision because it's not you telling her what to do. It's we're working this as a team.
Right.
And to me, that's more powerful.
Absolutely. And one other thing that I think is really important is screens in the morning and in the evening. And that having fast rules, hard and fast rules about not having screens in your bedroom if at all possible. And then
TVs.
Yes, including TVs. That's not just phones. And then in addition to it, taking away the screen time an hour before bed to allow our bodies to regulate and have a proper sleep cycle.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They should not be part of the bedroom.
Exactly. So this was the beginning of our dive into fact, fiction, or myth. And so we will rejoin again for part 2. That's just a little snack. And join us again. And so once again, I am Chelsea Dye.
Dr. Yolanda Rivera-Caudill. And think that you can. Not think how I can do this. Not that it's so hard. You can do it.
Yes.
You can do it.
So Dr. Yolanda and I have a Purpose and Plants Academy, which we actually have filled up our January slots, but we are now opening our February Academy. If you're interested in finding out more lifestyle tools, tips, tricks, and a true roadmap in conjunction with community, please join us. Go on our website. All details are in show notes. And once again, we empower you to take one small step at a time towards your big goal. Find your true north and follow your compass. Cheers.
Thank you. Se nos olvidó grabar la parte en español de estos episodios, solo vamos aquí a hablar un poquito de eso. Hablamos de el estrés. ¿El estrés es bueno o es malo? Puede ser de los dos. Así que no necesariamente es malo si, por ejemplo, si es algo que es crónico, que no está todo el tiempo, sube el cortisol, si no lo sabemos controlar, si no tenemos medidas de relajación, de tratar de controlarnos, por ejemplo, eso sí puede ser malo. Malo para la mente, malo para el cuerpo, como quieran, inclusive nos daña el sueño. El estrés puede ser bueno y puede ser malo dependiendo de cómo lo tomemos. La otra cosa que hablamos es de los dispositivos electrónicos, sobre todo con los niños, pero sobre todo también los adultos, que pueden destruir la mente. Sí y no. Si lo usamos como, por ejemplo, es un momento para estar con los niños. Por ejemplo, si quieren jugar un juego de video, y puede ser un momento de conexión, puede ser un momento de información. Pero si es muchas horas y el niño está aislado, eso contribuye a ansiedad, depresión, puede causar muchas causas de salud mental. Así que esas son cosas que se deben controlar definitivamente, pero no necesariamente es malo si lo sabemos utilizar. Y pueden ver las notas abajo para poder ver el resto del episodio y lo pueden traducir. Muchas gracias.